Some people are truly great manipulators. They can lie, cheat, treat you badly, and somehow manage to make it all seem like it was your fault. Don't fall for it. That's just what they do. That's how you know you're dealing with a narcissist. I've talked about this before, but in today's video, I'm going to put things in a different perspective that sheds a new light on the events of the last 6 months that I think will give people some hope going forward. See, a huge mistake in relationships is we confuse a real person with the image of them we've created in our minds. We've all done this. Everyone's had this experience. Well, this is what's going on over on the left now. You see, they had this image in their mind of what they thought they were getting. And now they aren't getting it. And they're confused. Now, real quick, we're going to talk about this more, but I wanted to cover something that is more evidence of this. California gives 76,000 inmates, mostly violent criminals, chance for earlier release amid prison population cuts. Now, some of you will know the significance of this. January 4, 2019, and this wasn't even the first video I did on this. This is exactly what I said the states would do. Now, to be very clear, in this video, I was making the allegation that DC had lost control, primarily, due to something like a CME or some type of natural disaster that left the states virtually on their own without any guidance. And I made the allegation that the states that were more wealthy and had the ability to take care of themselves better would, generally speaking, be more safe. Now, what we saw with the events of 2020 was the government taking even more control and illuminating the fact that we really are, if we look to DC for leadership, a socialist country, not a free one. But certain states have distinguished themselves, like Texas and Florida, and that actually has a lot to do with what we were talking about at the beginning of the video. Because the people that allege that our leader got to where he is through totally righteous means are having now to argue with the reality on the ground. Here's another link to this Daily Wire. I'll give you both links, and you can read this for yourself. What's going on the ground, in reality, in our country, is a direct contradiction of what they want us to believe is true. Now, ladies in my audience, I know that you know there's no way a man can cheat and you not know it. Now, you might not have 4K 60 FPS video of him doing it, but you know. You don't need proof. A lot of men would like to say that that's the case, but when you know a guy's cheating, you know he's cheating. Now, that's why we see a lot of Republican conservative women coming to the forefront, I do believe. Because they know in their heart of hearts what really happened late last year. This is the case. This is the reality. What's the evidence? Well, this article goes back to 29 January 2016. Why 2016 keeps getting uglier for U.S. economy. Now, this was the end of the Obama administration. And things were going bad. Then all of a sudden they turned around and got a whole lot better. Everybody knows that 2017, 2018, stock market did great, economy did great, everything was going fantastic. Now, let's look at Brookings. Census 2020, first results show near historically low population growth and first ever congressional seat loss for California. They try to make this seem as if it's all across the country, and it's not. Sunbelt states now comprise 62% of the nation's population. And if you look up Sunbelt on Wikipedia, they describe it as heavily Republican. And it is heavily Republican, heavily conservative. And this is Business Insider again. Tech jobs, sun, and no income tax. Experts explain why Florida is poised to keep growing even after the pandemic. Now, how can these things be true? How can the two things be true that the current leader got to where he is through totally righteous means, but yet those who opposed him are doing so well? The states where he didn't do so well in November, Florida and Texas, he lost by wide margins, and those states are growing. A reaffirmation of the values of those states is increasing across this country. The Sun Belt states over the last 10 years are growing in population. And what did we see in the Sun Belt states? We saw a great deal of support for the last president. You see, this is the key. See, they would say, well, that's not evidence of this, that's not evidence of that, ladies. And I guess some guys out there too have this ability to understand. You see, you don't need court level evidence to know when something ain't right. When something ain't quite right. And there's some great channels out there on YouTube that have talked about this, and some have paid the price for it. We have to control our language a little bit and let people do the math for themselves as to what we're saying. One of those channels is Jennifer Authenti, formerly Jennifer Veterans for Truth. She got her whole channel demonetized for telling the truth. She's got some really, really great content. That she still puts out content this often and does it this well is just a testament to her dedication to the truth. Haven't talked about her in a while, but she was instrumental in our investigation into the Fitzgerald incident. Those of you who've been around for a while know what we're talking about. And Kim Iverson did a great piece about how this new ban on menthols is really going to be the new prohibition. It's going to create an underground market, meaning the things people want anyway are just going to cost more, and somehow that's supposed to be helping things. I always thought this was kind of a funny meme talking about when you kind of know something ain't right. You don't really have proof for it, but you kind of know something ain't right. This is Siwan Morris, Zoe Deschanel, Katie Featherstone, Mia Kirshner, Katy Perry, and Emily Blunt, all looking like they could be not just sisters, but twin sisters. There's a meme that goes along with this that says somebody's dad has got some explaining to do. And that's really was the idea here, is that you don't need to say it in so many words. And guys, if you've ever cheated on a girl and she's just giving you that look, you knew it was over then. You knew it was over then. You were busted. You didn't have to, nothing had to be said. And that's kind of where we're at now. That is just where we're at. The truth of what's going on the ground in reality directly contradicts the fantasy being created in the media. See, they can repeat this ridiculous story over and over and over again, and it doesn't make it the truth. They can even punish people who go against their story. It doesn't make it true. You know it, I know it, and we don't even have to say it in so many words. They're desperate for money. This is why I brought this up. And by the way, we are at 998,546 views, only 1,454 more views, and I will have hit 1 million. And God bless you guys. Thank you so much for the support on this. I really appreciate it. It doesn't really, in the grand scheme of things, change much if one of my videos gets 1 million views, but it's a nice milestone after 4.5 years to say at least one of my videos got over 1 million. It would be great. But this is the issue. These places where they say there was all of this groundswell of support for the current occupier of the White House, They're collapsing. People are leaving. Unemployment is up. Crime is up. Revenues to their governments are down. Places that supported the last president are doing great. They're doing fantastic. I'll give you links to why Florida truly is doing so well. 14.6% in the last decade. And foot on the accelerator, no personal income tax. And they talk here about how, even for people that are still deciding to work from home for whatever reason, if they can get up in the morning and go walk out and take a dip in the ocean or walk on the beach and then go to work. You see, there's no liberal professor's idea of how our country should be that can compete with that. And I've talked about the money before. Icahn and Brady have come out clearly in support of the previous administration. I don't know much about this Peter Thiel guy or Gerald Schwab, but this is the key. This is really the key. I've said vote with your money. Continue to vote with your money. Continue to buy local products if you are in the southern states. If you're not, do the very best you can to keep revenue out of the hands of your government, state government, and out of the hands of Washington, D.C. If we continue this tactic, we will win. So I will leave it there, guys, but we don't need to say it. We know what happened. Some people are just truly great manipulators, and some aren't as good as they think. Happy Sunday. God bless. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time.